Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am here with another channeled message. It seems like the channeling is getting very heightened. I receive these messages just so frequently now, and I don't want to delay my post because I may forget some of the details in them. But this message is about the divine masculine facing karma and how your um, unconditional love is keeping them from that, and it's keeping them from doing the shadow work. And I had received this message last week also in my own personal case, and but once I was told about this by the spirit and my guides, I looked at how I have been blocking my masculine from really dealing with his crap by jumping to his rescue every time. Because I'm going to talk about my personal case, and you can apply it to your situation and see if it relates to you as well, if it resonates. But throughout our separation, there were a lot of times, and we were in absolute no contact. There was not much communication going on, maybe a hi here and there, but that was it pretty much. And I had no idea about what was going on in his personal life, and I wasn't discussing my personal life, and I don't know how much he spied into it. But there were many times that I felt a severe sense of anxiety and nervousness, up to the point that it would make my stomach feel sick. And I knew that it was him. And a lot of times he would talk to me and he would tell me that he's feeling sick and he's not happy and he's very anxious and he needs my help. And he wouldn't tell me what kind of help. Or when he would, I would tell him in telepathy what he needs to do or what he should be doing. And that would calm him in some scenarios. And sometimes it would go for several days until I would reach out in 3D to him and tell him, hey, like, just chill out, whatever is going on with your life. Just do what's best for you. And I didn't even ask him why he needed help. But he didn't seem surprised that I would reach out about the feeling that he was feeling. He never questioned that. Whether it was true or not, or whether he was manifesting me in and manifesting contact by sending out an SOS signal, that's up to him. But what I was feeling all this time, every time that he was in trouble, or every time that now I'm guessing he needed to do his shadow work and he was facing his karma, he sent out that flare of SOS, and I would jump in to his rescue, whether by giving him my energy, whether by calling him or messaging him or comforting him, and that would ease his pain or ease his energies, and then he would run again after that, and there would be another period of silence until the next time he felt like that. And this was the story between us until last week, when and in the meantime, as my ascension was happening, as I got more in tune with my higher self and my 5D, and I realized that it's not just him that I can connect to telepathically. It's my friends also, and it's other people also, my mother also, and it was proven to me by the 3D conversations that we would have afterwards. I say, oh, but you just told me that in telepathy. Or you just that thought just came to my head before you even spoke about it, and I became aware of this ability that people do converse with me. What happened that was very shocking to me afterwards was that my masculine's ex-wife reached out to me. This woman was treated very unfairly by him uh, in the process of their divorce and in their lives, and she's been talking to me ever since. And one of the major things um, that she was asking from me was to make sure that she gets her justice. And I don't know if she's alive or if she has passed or if I don't know. I never met her. I don't even know what she looks like. I don't know her name. I know nothing about her. I just know a little bit of a blurb of a background on their marriage from my masculine side and whatever she told me. But I have no physical contact with this person, but she was insisting that um, if I get to union with my masculine, or if I get a hold of him, I make sure that she gets her justice. And knowing how she was treated badly in her relationship with my masculine, and how she was a victim of ill play and deception and manipulation and maybe even cheating. That's what I'm not sure about, but she has gone through a lot of pain, and she has grudges against him and his family, and um, she cries to me sometimes, and she tells me that she's not going to forgive him, and she's not going to forgive his mother, my masculine's mother, and she's not going to forgive his family for um, turning her life upside down. And I usually try to comfort her and tell her to move on and release the karma, but she was trying to make sure that I see justice happen for her. And I used to promise her that if I get into some kind of eye to eye relationship with my masculine, or if we can talk freely about these things, I make sure that he acknowledges the pain that he caused to her, and somehow get justice delivered to her. Last week, though, I got this message that my unconditional love for my masculine is keeping him from dealing with his karma. It's keeping him from facing his shadow work. It's actually like saving his ass every time. And I was shown this image of uh, two angels or two entities dragging him um, into fire, or into an interrogation room, or into some kind of a justice, karmic justice setting. It was mostly like, it looked like a hell, like a flamey kind of environment. And I would just vouch for him, and I would beg them to release him, and I would beg them to forgive him, and I would just throw all my love at him. And I every time I went to bail him out, and I realized, and I was blamed for that by the angels and the spirit, that hey, you can't keep doing this, and you're not allowing him his growth. You're not allowing him to break apart, because one of the things that I'm sure I and many of you have wished for our masculines is to go through the awakening, um, and to become the better version of themselves, and to go through the death to the ego and control of their ego. But then my guides were telling me, well, you've been praying for this. You've been praying for him uh, to to shed his old skin and become a new person, to shatter the old foundation and build new and become fresh and everything. But then every time we're trying to crack his tower, and every time we're trying to throw some kind of karma at him, um, or like put him in a judgment call, you throw yourself in front of him, and you try to save him. And because you're an awakened entity, we oblige, and you love him, and your love is saving him. And I realized that all this time along, this his ex-wife, which is like to me is a symbol of his past karma, comes to me and wants me to make sure she gets her justice, and all I've been doing to this poor woman is keeping her away from her justice by saving my masculine's ass from trouble. Every time he fell down, every time he needed to do shadow work, every time he was facing some kind of a consequence of actions, or some kind of a mental challenge or stress, I jumped in and I fed him my energy and I fed him my love, and I kept him away from facing his consequences, the consequences of his actions. And I'm sure that a lot of you feminines do this as well. A lot of you have here and there fed your energy to your masculine, and that has as much as you have wanted them to grow and face their shadow and do the work, you yourself have been preventing that from happening by giving out your love, by jumping in front of the bullet, by dragging them out of the fire, and this is real. It's that the masculines feed on your energy and your light, and once they're in a dark place, once they need to actually like open their eyes in that darkness and find out the light within themselves, you shine your light, and then they don't have to do the work. They don't have to look for their own light. They just rely on yours, and then they survive for another couple of weeks or months. And that's what delays the connection. That's what I was told, that this is one of the major reasons there is delays in the union. It's the feminine. It's the feminine's love. It's her unconditionally giving this love to the masculine, and feeding him and saving him from his karma. That is why it's very important for you guys to detach from their energy and let them go through it. You guys went through it, and they weren't there for you. They weren't there to save you. They weren't there to feel your pain for you. You did it on your own, and it's important for them to do it on their own, and you don't interfere with it. Don't throw yourself into the fire for them, because you end up getting burnt and they don't. The other message was that if you are feeling a sense of detachment from your masculine, it's mostly because you're ascending and they're not, and you're on two different energy levels where they can't tap into your energy anymore. You're on a higher vibration, and this detachment is just a lack of syncing. Your vibrations, your frequencies are not syncing anymore, and even if they're trying to reach out to you, they can't, because they're staying in their lower vibrations. They can only get access to you and your energy and that telepathy if they raise their levels a few steps, or if they just do the work and match your energy. So don't be afraid if don't worry if there is a disconnect, even in 5D, if you don't see them in your dreams, if you don't hear them in your telepathy. You're doing the right thing by moving forward, and it's their job to catch up to you. And if they don't, you always know that in your energy field, in your vibration, in your level, there are always people that can match your energy and can give to you, and can form the bond that you need with you. So that is pretty much it. I don't want to drag this along, but just make sure that you are not blocking your person from facing their karma, and you're not blocking them from doing the shadow work by jumping in front of the bullet for them, by dragging them out of fire, or saving them by at the expense of burning yourself, because whatever foundation they have, the old tower that they're living in, the old paradigm, the old environment needs to burn down in order for them to build new. And by standing in their way, you're delaying your own union with them, or them from coming into union with themselves. These people need to go through this process, and your unconditional love, as much as it's beautiful, it can delay the process, and it can prevent them from doing what they need to do. Okay, so keep your detachment and focus on yourself, and let them do their work, and trust that they are as protected as you are. Okay, guys, so I know that I've been sending out a lot of videos today, but I just don't want to lose the message, and I don't want to lose the details of what I hear. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time.